Hey everybody, thanks for coming over. This is Amadeus, and I was pulling fodder the other day for our technician event, and I got a little gold lasers. So in today's Dungeon Hunter Champion video, we are going to cover the Nature Demon Gor'galon. So, like I said, I was trying to pull some fodder for the event, and I got incredibly lucky, saw some lasers, then the gold, and I'm like laying in bed. I'm super excited. So I wish I was recording, but just let that show you that every disc has the potential to be something awesome. So let's break down Gor'galon. So we need to learn a little bit more about him because the Nature Greater Demon is a little bit different than the rest of them, but he has a really nice skill set. Like all the Greater Demons, his auto attack ball and chain attacks nearby enemies and periodically deals bonus damage and stuns them for 2 seconds, right? And this is an area of effect attack, just like Blade Master. Doesn't do nearly as much damage, but would you expect that from a tank? I wouldn't. So, Gor'galon's next skill is called Drain Essence, and he uses it to heal himself for a portion of the damage he deals with applying the debuff Lowers Atk. Now, bonus damage is going to be based on max HP, so we can already start to see a strategy here where we're really going to be focused on making sure he has some really strong HP substats, and main stats for that matter. So, everyone's most hated or loved skill from the Greater Demons comes next, and this is Trawl for Victims. Here's where Gor'galon throws out his hook and drags enemies and champions back to him while inflicting mortal wounds, and also there's a bonus. If they get dragged into a wall, they're stunned. So this is a great skill in PvP, and it's a great skill if you want to pull waves together, right? So very helpful skill. Like I said, it's either the most loved or most hated skill for the Greater Demons, depending on which end of the skill you're on. Now, the final skill of the Nature Greater Demon is Havoc. Now, this skill deals damage, and it has a huge area of effect, or so the skill tip says. I personally think it's a bit small, right? And we'll see that in just a second. But once again, the damage for this is going to be based on max HP. Now, this isn't all that the Nature Demon brings to the table, so I'll go ahead and say it. The best synergy trait in the game belongs to the Greater Demons, and that's a 20% skill cooldown time. That's amazing. Especially when you start to think of what's going to happen in Update 4 with units that use skill to lower skill cooldowns. So they're going to get penalized, but the Greater Demons won't. And that really makes Gor'galon a great unit. So another aspect of Gor'galon is that he ascends into accuracy, and this really helps considering all the debuffs he applies in his skills. And your need to build him with HP means that you're really not going to have to split him too far away from his tank needs. So as a tank, he's going to need HP, defense, and then of course resistance comes in a very distant third. Now, for me, when I built him, I want you to keep in mind that I went intentionally very heavy HP. I was actually trying to get him up to 100,000 HP because I thought that'd be really cool for a tank, especially since he's going to be a main on my arena defense. So keeping this in mind, I did, where possible, go ahead and throw in accuracy and defense, and like I said, resistance to distant third. But they really just came in order of availability on the gear that I had available. So even with his synergy trait, I wanted to get Trawl for Victims up as much as possible. So I did build him on Adept, and based on what gear I have, his offset is broken currently, but I would probably go Precise if I had it to spare. But what I want to do is I want to take just a second. I want to kind of focus on some of the skills that we talked about. So Drain Essence is a wide cone attack, as you can see here, with a pretty respectable range, in all honesty. So that heals, and it really does impact a lot of people. Now, Trawl for Victims has a surprisingly short range. And based on how savagely I've gotten wrecked in Arena, I thought it would be twice as long, 3 times as wide, and basically destroy everything on the field. But as you can see, while the mortal wounds is great, the range really isn't all that impressive. Now, that being said, we do need to look at Havoc, because Havoc is kind of a misnomer. It says that it has a huge range. Well, what it is that it's a ball attack that's AoE, so it can be thrown, which is great. So let's trawl these victims. Right here, we're going to go ahead. Oh, no, we're going to get silenced. Come on, let's trawl them. Trawl them. And then we're going to throw the ball, right? Now, the area of effect was not that impressive, but what I will tell you is that because you can throw that and then it does damage, it actually does make the range actually pretty big. The area effect for the damage, though, is really nothing to write home about. Now, I will say that I really do enjoy how all of those skills connect together so that you can trawl, damage, and then you can actually drain essence to heal yourself, because that's actually pretty awesome, so that the rest of your skills really have a chance to shine, which really makes the Greater Demons an amazing cast of characters to begin with. And the Nature Greater Demon, I think, really is going to be an excellent addition to my arena offense, and I can't wait to get them tried out in some of these dungeons too. But I'd love to hear how everybody built their Nature Demons, so go ahead and drop a comment in below, and as always, have a great day. Bye.